Hey guys, Cameron and Brandon with CBM Reviews here, and we're here to give you our top 10 things we're looking forward to in 2019. But before we jump into our top 10 list, if you're a fan of these kind of things, or you're a fan of comic book movie reviews, TV reviews, or even Comic-Con footage, click that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified as soon as I post a video, click that notification bell and you'll know every single time I post a video. There are so many projects coming out in the upcoming year that it's hard to fit the things that we love into just a top 10 list. So we have a couple of honorable mentions.
My honorable mention last year didn't quite come out in 2018, which was the New Mutants. I'm actually still looking forward to it. It is slated to come out next year, but something came out, a trailer came out this year that made me look forward to that even more than New Mutants did last year, and that was the trailer for the animated Harley Quinn coming out on DC Universe. So it stars Kaylee Cuoco and Lake Bell, and I know Kaylee Cuoco just isn't quite Tara Strong. I mean, Tara Strong is my Harley Quinn. Like, I love that portrayal. But looking at the trailer, she did a wonderful job. It looks really quirky, and I'm really looking forward to that. So my honorable mention is going to be the animated Harley Quinn coming out on DC Universe.
My honorable mention was a little bit tougher because I was looking forward to quite a few things. I almost put Doom Patrol as my honorable mention, but then those images of Cyborg came out and I was like, oh, I don't think so. Swamp Thing looks like it could be very interesting. The new Hellboy looks like it could be a lot of fun, but when it came down to it, I had to side with MIB International. Just the fact that we're going back into that well of that fun-looking movie, and you've got Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson coming into the role. The Avengers are back.
Because that's what heroes do.
So I'm looking forward to this. It's not quite top 10, but it's definitely good enough to beat out everything else.
With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our top 10 most anticipated releases coming out in 2019. Number 10, Dark Phoenix. So we got our first look at Dark Phoenix with the trailer coming out a few months ago, and part of me is a little worried about it, to be honest, because it looks like it's taking a lot of elements from The Last Stand. But with the new cast coming in, I feel like they're going to do something different. They've looked at their past mistakes, they know where they messed up, and they know how to improve upon it.
I wasn't in love with the trailer, I wasn't in love with the outfits, I wasn't in love with a lot of the things that were happening in this trailer. But this is the culmination, so to speak, of something that started way back in 2001, I believe. The Fox's X-Men franchise has been around for a long time. It hasn't always been great, but it has always been there for us when we didn't have the MCU. And I kind of want to see what they come out with their last hurrah for the Marvel Merry Mutants. Is it crazy high? No. But I figured, even though I didn't have it on last year when it was supposed to come out, I'd have it on this year as my way to say, God bless you, X-Men. Number 9, Joker. The new Joker movie, which is the first standalone movie featuring the clown prince of crime, is coming out, and Joaquin Phoenix is set to portray the role. Wouldn't be my first choice, but he's very interesting, and some of the pictures that have come out, because we haven't gotten a trailer yet, look really good. There was that little teaser trailer, but we're not counting that. What's this storyline gonna be? I don't know.
I'm gonna have to agree with Cameron. As far as the stills and the photos that we have seen, they do look interesting, they do look intriguing. I'm curious like him also, like, what is the story going to be? Are we going to get a backstory? Is he already established as the Joker? Is Batman gonna pop up anywhere in this film? We don't know. Love the Joker, he's one of my all-time favorite villains, so having a movie about him, pretty excited for it. Number 8, Young Justice Season 3. Normally, we don't count continuous seasons in these lists, but because it had been a 6-year hiatus between Season 2 and Season 3 coming out, just had to put this on the list. It broke my heart because whenever it was announced that Young Justice was canceled, I felt that the show started gaining momentum, and the Season 2 finale just blew my mind, and I was like, where is this going next? And then the show got canceled, and I was like, that is a terrible way to end a series. So when they announced that season 3 was coming back, I was so ready for it, so ready for them to continue the story, and so ready to see where the story picks up. So number 8 on my list is going to be Young Justice, season 3.
Number 7, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. Hey, if he can have his sequels, so can I. I've been waiting for something like this to come out since the last time that they had an Ultimate Alliance game. I played the heck out of the first one, and he loved the second one, the Civil War story. Now we're talking about the Black Order, which when you're talking about the Black Order, you gotta be talking about the big man too. Thanos is gonna be coming, but the fact of the matter is now you can play as the X-Men, the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and who knows who else. I mean, it's definitely something that a Marvel fanboy such as myself salivates over, and this one is no exception except for the fact that he owns the Switch.
I'll let him borrow it.
Evidence.
The X-Men are back in this game. So far all we've seen is Wolverine, but I'm curious to see if Cyclops is back. Rogue, Storm, Gambit, some of my all-time favorites, and having them paired up with, like he said, Guardians of the Galaxy and all these other characters that we love so much within this universe. So interesting to see where this story comes up, and can't really go wrong with Thanos. I mean, 2018 was his year. Number 6, Batman Hush. So DC has this really good track record of animated movies, especially Batman animated movies. Some of my favorite DC animated projects come from Batman. And the Batman Hush storyline is one of my all-time favorite storylines. So for DC to be adapting this into an animated feature makes me so excited to see it. I'm practically on the edge of my seat, just ready for them to release it on digital. That way I can go ahead and pick up my copy real quick.
2 words. Kevin Conroy. Your OG Batman is coming back for this penultimate story about Bruce Wayne and his long-lost friend from childhood. Thomas Elliot is coming to town, and he's bringing a whole rogues gallery with him. The fact of the matter is, you're gonna see a whole slew of bad guys coming up against the Dark Knight, and the one true Dark Knight, Kevin Conroy, is gonna be laying waste to all of them. If that doesn't sell you on Batman Hush, you need to check your pulse. Number 5, Spider-Man Far From Home. This is pretty high on the list, seeing the fact that we haven't seen a trailer, but personal opinions, Tom Holland is the best all-around Spider-Man that we have gotten to date. Tobey's a great Peter, Garfield was a great Spider-Man, but the alter egos weren't quite there. Tom Holland blends it together better than we've seen it from anybody. And now he's coming back. This is his 4th turn as the wall crawler, more than anybody else has had. And hopefully they explain how he came back from the dead. Spoilers.
I am very, very excited to see this. One thing that really drew me in was the fact that Mysterio was slated to be the villain in this, and the fact that veteran actor Jake Gyllenhaal is to be playing Mysterio makes me even more excited. Jake Gyllenhaal has a record of playing these characters that might give you a creep factor, and I'm curious to see if he plays that element with Quentin Beck's Mysterio. I could kind of see it. And again, like he said, Tom Holland blends the character so well. Best portrayal of both characters that we have had. Really excited to see this. Number 4, Captain Marvel. Now, we've already gotten 2 trailers for Captain Marvel. I'll admit the first trailer didn't really have me all that excited for it. The second trailer, the second half of it, makes me want to see this movie so much. The visual effects look absolutely stunning, and I'm ready to see Carol Danvers open a can of worms on everybody. Seeing her take on the Skrull Empire looks exhilarating and exciting. I'm really curious to see just how powerful she is within the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Number 3, Shazam. This is the OG Captain Marvel. Don't you know about Billy Batson saying the word Shazam and then he turned into Captain Marvel, but because of legal reasons, he is now Shazam. However, this looks like a combination of a superhero movie and Big, except this time it's not Tom Hanks, it's Zachary Levi. I'm definitely looking forward to this movie, him, finding out what his powers are, him going through the natural exhilaration a person would go through with finding out that they have new and incredible powers. What's not to love?
I am kind of happy to see DC kind of going out of the dark and gritty tone, especially for something like Shazam, because Shazam is not dark and gritty. That aspect of the film, I am looking forward to. We'll see how it turns out. Number 2, Glass. Just recently, I watched the film Unbreakable, and I loved it. It was great. It had that classic M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end. Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson put in a riveting performance within the film. A couple years ago, I had watched Split. Great performance, really great twist at the end. James McAvoy puts in a riveting performance.
I remember having to watch Unbreakable twice in order to really appreciate what it was. And then when I saw Split, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much better than I thought it was gonna be. And then of course there's the twist at the end. It's in the same universe. And now I wanna see how this story ends. Because when he first, and I don't know if you knew this, when M. Night Shyamalan first came out with Unbreakable, he wanted it to be a trilogy. But as time went on, his movies weren't so palatable. Now he's getting the chance to finish what he started. I am on board. I'm ready to see this magnum opus of superhero abilities and technically disabilities when you're talking about Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
Let's go. And number 1, you guys already knew what this was. It's Avengers 4 Endgame. It's Avengers Endgame. I mean, come on.
Could it have been anything else?
Could it have been anything else?
Seriously.
I mean, you. As soon as we said Glass, you got to turn the video off. Thank you for still being here. I mean, yes, we want to see, how does Tony get out of space? What happened to Captain America's beard? Ant-Man, how did he get out of the quantum realm? I mean, these are all questions that we have. We want to see, how is Thanos' crops doing?
Why Black Widow is still a blonde?
Why is she still blonde? I mean, these are all questions that we have, but when it comes down to it, the biggest question, how do the heroes come back? Who comes back? Who doesn't come back? How do they fight this immovable force of Thanos? What happens to the Infinity Gauntlet afterward? These are all questions that we have. The first trailer showed hardly anything. And at first I was just like, this is okay. And then I realized it's genius because it's not giving us everything we want.
It doesn't give us anything hardly because everybody in the trailer, the only surprise was the end with Ant-Man. And it's just like, how does he get out the quantum realm? This film right here is the culmination of everything we've been watching for the past 10 years. 11 years coming next year. So I am excited to see just how this story ends and what new stories open up after it. Because I can almost guarantee Kevin Feige is not done.
So that's our list of the top 10 upcoming projects for 2019 that we're excited for. Let me know what you guys are looking for in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Share this with all your friends. And as always, this is Cameron and Brandon with CPM Reviews. We will see you next time.
Happy New Year. You know, it would be kind of funny if like we started this and I was like, Shazam, and I turned into you.
Okay. Wait. That's a really good idea.
Like number 3, it was like, Shazam! Boom!